use like overly complicated. I have complicated. Tends to be.
Oh. Okay. I'll tell Mary. I get it.
My
Sure, so, what I'll do is I'll use the new ones and your telephone number if you want.
Okay.
Because let's say you missed the ferry, and I just say,
I'm different gate open.
And once I extend it, and then I have to send back to that way.
Dorian, Okada.
There's sangria, there's red, there's wine. What?
Is it on a sheet or?
Yes, it's going around.
Oh, it's snowing around.
Yes, it'll come to you. Who's got it?
oh, yeah, sure. We just need a pen to.
Oh, yeah, that would be useful. We will do our open and then we will do our features and so it'll come back. We'll be
Fair. This is it.
This is.
guys.
Okay, we're just getting drinks, we'll be right there. Got my McNally bag that I bought on the street in front of the Met Museum.
Super.
Kind of cool.
Yeah.
It is.
I think it's really Kente shirts.
Yeah.
This is a poem by Phillis Wheatley. You may have noticed her on your programs. Good evening, everybody. This is our pre-Juneteenth celebration, and I thought Phillis Wheatley was an appropriate, I guess, patron of this event because she was the first Black woman to have a book be published, Black person, I should say. So you can read about her in the program along with my other features. This poem is called "On Being Brought from Africa to America." 'Twas mercy brought me from my pagan land, taught my benighted soul to understand that there's a God and there's a Savior too. Once I redemption neither saw nor knew. Some view our sable race with scornful eye. That color is a diabolic lie. Remember, Christians, Negroes, Black as Cain, may be refined and join the angelic train.
Wow.
She was powerful. I have an open and I have maybe a poem or two before in the open. So since Father's Day is tomorrow, I would like a quote unquote father poem. That's the name people kept giving it, even though the name was actually Sunday Mornings in Another Life. On Sunday mornings, amid grains of rice, the washed picked over peas, for the ritual baked chicken dinner, my father filled my head with grains of knowledge, picking over my numerous numerical errors. He seasoned the blandness of my education with his substance, a strong, loving man, neither flashy nor loud, who worked a full-time job all week, sometimes 2 jobs, too strong not to be there, too loving not to care. He was constant. My father cooked on Sundays, my mother's day of rest. Amid the senses of pots and pans sounding, French cut string things mingling and marrying, large strands of onions and hulk of ham fat curling, the collard greens in a little bit of water and lots of oil. The sweet sizzle of meat baking evenly in an oven behind us, punctuating the warm security of rice steaming. He drilled me with times tables of 7 or 8. Long division followed next. Fractions and decimal points to move me to tears, but never in units, tens, hundreds, thousands. Algebra and then, of course, geometry, and then geometry again. College found me still learning to count, counting on him, as always, for help through the math maze. Some things were constant back then, like having baked chicken dinner in that ever yellow kitchen, and my father there, always there, to teach, to guide, to instruct. These days, only the location and the menu have changed. Okay, our first open. Am I too soon? The first open?
I actually think my name first.
Okay, well, then you're up first.
Oh,
Kiki
God.
Black. Kiki Black is a graduate of CCNY. I know because she and I graduated together. And she won a few poetry prizes. I won the prose, she won the poetry. Life is good. This way we don't fight.
Nice.
And it was 10 years because she said,
Oh,
no, not what class are you going to? Are you going to a library class? She goes, no, I applied again and this is the place. And 9 days I applied one again. So we got our MFA or MA. So I don't really have something specifically to read, but I'm going to read a couple of Patsie's. And I've been conducting Juneteenth tours for the group at where I work at College Board called Diaspora, the Black group. And we have several affinity groups. And I took them today to an exhibit called Black Angels about the Black nurses at Seaview Hospital in Staten Island during the TB crisis. And there's an incredible book called Black Angels that was written in 2023 by Maria Smellius. I actually couldn't put it down. There's another book called Black Jacks about Black sailors during the Age of Sail, which I'm reading now. And that's very intriguing. But I was sitting there thinking, wait a minute, not to age myself, but I remember the 1940s and 50s being a polio guinea pig in Pittsburgh for Dr. Salk and picking me up when I was swimming and saying, we're going to the warehouse and you gotta take your, the blood. And no. But I didn't know this was going on with TV. So we went to this exhibit in Snug Harbor, beautiful Snug Harbor. And tomorrow I'm doing a tour. So this is a little plug to Richmond Town, which is a colonial town in the middle of Staten Island. And they're going to have all kinds of things like bread baking and weaving and everything. And then they're going to read the Emancipation Proclamation at 1 o'clock in front of the courthouse. And all you have to do is be at Whitehall Ferry at 9:45. And I'm there. And I'm going to take you on the ferry to Staten Island. I'm going to put you on the bus. We're going to go to the town and have some fun if you want to go. They do it, charge $15. They could pay there or online. So I'm trying to give a little plug because my diaspora group, I didn't see them. I didn't see my Unitarian Church, but I did see my Shore Walkers meetup group at this event. I did have 40 people. So I need some people. So that's my little plug. And why am I so interested in Juneteenth? Why, frankly, to be really honest, can I be really honest? I'd never heard of it. And my cousin Chica sent me a little email and she said, did you know that our great-grandfather, Samuel Alfred Craig, was in Galveston? And he told everybody, he was with the Freedmen's Bureau. And he told people parading, he said, don't use firearms, don't make a lot of noise, keep it peaceful. And he also was helping with the schools and helping with setting up different rules and getting, helping people in general in town. He was thrown into jail by local whites and freed by passing Northern Cavalry. So that was my great-grandfather, who was kind of like Forrest Gump. He was in the Civil War for 5 years. He just kept bouncing back, getting wounded, bouncing back, traveling all over, and he wrote these journals. So I said, wow, I didn't know that. Wow. So I sort of have an interest with Juneteenth because of him, and I Googled him once, and it started. It's some university had part of his diary. It's like, I loved Abraham Lincoln. I was in love with Abraham Lincoln. I had to enlist on spring vacation around Jefferson College, and it kind of goes on from there. It's kind of this emotional stuff, and so his journals are part of them kind of appear online if you go and Samuel Alfred Craig. So that's it. I gave a Juneteenth tour. Today it's Snug Harbor. I'm giving one tomorrow at Richmond Town. Please come. But if you could possibly get to Whitehall ferry terminal at 9:45. We'll get on the 10 o'clock ferry, and then we'll take the bus to Richmond Town. So that's it, and that's sort of all I'm saying. I wanted to read some haiku from Patsie, who also attended City College at the same time with Jackie and I. I don't know what class we were in, but I remember you. I think the theater one. Anyway, so I'm going to read these because they remind me of Snug Harbor, this beautiful place with, I don't know, it has 30 different gardens, and we were just walking through the gardens today, between the Black Angels exhibit. And by the way, there's one black angel in there still alive called Virginia Allen, who's in my Unitarian church. She's 93, and I was hoping she'd show up, but I hope I meet her, at the church someday. So she's the last surviving angel. Please read the book. It's incredible. Black Angels. So I'm going to read this. Whistling pine needles, swaying, tossing, singing songs, music roams sweet air. Next haiku is called Barefooted. Barefooted on grass, underneath weeping willows, children play kickball. Spring awakes flowers by the bridge near my house. My canvas comes alive. The fallen dew settled on summer grasses will soon be melted. Thank you, Patsie, for booking Snug Harbor for me. Really nice haiku. Very nice haiku.
Okay, Susan Young.
And here she is, Susan.
Clap, people.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Okay. Well, let me see, I don't know, I forgot how many years it's been that Barnett had passed on. And I was able to video him while he was alive. And one of the last videos was at the, I guess you would call it the Marxist-Leninist Center on 23rd Street. I mean, he was such a working man, looking for the ferry gig, the gig ferry to get him gigs throughout the years. But he practiced on his guitar 8 hours a day in his little SRO on 7th Avenue. So this I call the Gentle Giant. Vern Nix's conversations were of memory lane. Each village is changed, not the same. Where's the next gig? I prayed to the gig fairy every day. Harmonics as a member of Prime Time, it drove me crazy. And he was a prime time guitarist. And that was the first time I heard of him or saw him at the Joe Pat Ornette.
Joe
Pat's Joe Pat. In the 80s, where he was playing with Prime Time and Ornette Coleman. So he was like one of the chosen for Ornette. And with Ornette, the musicians had to live in the small space to sort of practice their music. And I'm just a fly on the wall to see various women come and go with Ornette. Not good to tell more than that. Ornette said, play it this way, and it's not. It's free form jazz. And that's what drove him nuts, because he tried the harmonic way, but then Ornette said, no, that's not it. It's just on continuous. So Byrne was able to be independent and teach his harmonic, so how he would teach jazz in free form. It's blending notes to a gradual tone, expressionistic. I only hear music in subways. You two hear it. Here's Byrne's last gig for Summer Solstice on May 27, 2017. 2 days later, before his biggest gig to honor Ernest Coleman band's reunion, Byrne died. Shocking. Now, he is harmonizing live with the big ones in the stratosphere. Byrne played with unknown musicians. To me, he could jam any style, practically practiced every day. Made him bona fide specialist guitarist, a distinct sound, piercing other musicians' barriers of resting as they catch up. His long fingers caressing the guitar's neck, sliding up and down, strumming the strings separately. Finally, finishing on the same note, stupendous moment. Silence. Now that they don't go with musicians is to end it like that. Boy.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Our next reader coming up.
And yeah, our next reader is Angie Delacroix.
Okay,
Hey, Angie.
and I am Angelique Delacroix, and this is Electric Voodoo Light Show.
I think the next person would probably be.
Just let me just find it. Next we have Noel Cohen.
Hey,
Yes.
not a moment too soon. Can everyone hear me okay? Problem?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In honor of Father's Day coming up tomorrow, this is from my first book, and it's called My Father's Watch. It goes like this. A square of glittering gold, a black lizard skin band. You glow transmitted his soul via his left wrist and hand. When he passed, you were given to me to assure his immortality. You graced the hand that painted signs, that steered the family car, that held mother tender and kind, that showed me the sun, moon, and stars. When father made his final farewell, I cried. You, his personal timepiece, would now be my guide. Your new hand wrote stories and poems, would have to start a new fatherless life, yet walk tall, not be a victim. This hand held a day, but never a wife. You guided it faithfully, as the one before, told the time with a face to cherish and adore. But one day you were suddenly gone. Never again would I have you to guide me. Where did I leave you? Whose office or home? The world grew dark, then pitch black. How would I see? Perhaps it was time to let father go, set him free, be my own man head to toe. Dear lost watch, I hope the hand you now embrace is painting beautiful pictures, writing poems, or happily stroking a beautiful face, or greeting the moon and stars before they grow dim. That's the way father would have wanted it. Here's to his love, his vision, his spirit. Okay. Dad was always fond of calling me a dreamer, sometimes affectionately, sometimes scornfully. This is from my second book, and it proves him right. It's entitled Don't Wake Me Up. If you find me asleep, wandering another world, do me a favor, don't wake me up. My grandest dream has unfurled. I might be in paradise, sipping sweet nectar from a golden cup, lying on silken sand with a goddess. Please do me a favor, don't wake me up. Or perhaps fame decided to grace me. I smile, stride to the podium, step up. A roaring crowd rises to face me. Please allow me my moment, don't wake me up. Or I might be racing through a rainbow, astride a white steed at a gallop. Through red, gold, green, blue, violet we go. Please let me have my fun, don't wake me up. If you find me fast asleep in another universe, please, not a sound, not a peep. I have much ground to traverse. Please be kind enough not to wake me up. Thank you.
Thank you.
I noticed I said Noel instead of Noel.
It's okay.
Thank
I can hold worse.
I was making you.
Thank you. No,
Steve at least.
I think we finished with our,
Got one more.
got one more open?
We have DJ. No, that's not DJ, but that's DEE with the initial G. And there she is.
Okay.
All right.
try to get through this. Good evening. I'm all about love, so my piece is about love. It's called True Love. Wishing and wanting and waiting and hoping and praying for that true love. You know, that you for me, me for you love, that right as rain, lasting through any pain love, that tried and true, I died for you love. That sweet, complete, inebriating kind of love that feeds your hunger, quenches your thirst, fills you up until you burst, takes you to the highest of heights, keeps you warm on the coldest of nights. The kind of love that induces you, seduces you, body and soul, makes you feel complete, whole. I know it's out there somewhere, but here I stand with heart in hand, wishing and wanting and waiting and hoping and praying for just that one true love to come and free me, seize me from this loveless fate in endless days of wishing and wanting and waiting and hoping and praying for you, love, my true love.
Worst things can happen.
That concludes the first half of our open. Anyone who comes after, we'll now begin with our features. So if you would like, stop and get something to eat or drink quickly. We'll begin the features. So our first feature is a young man who's fabulous. He's done great things. We read about him, D. Black.
Fathers, present or not present, you are still important. Important they try to make you when they lock you up in cages. Wolverine, tiger claws, they fear the shark and shoot at you. Drinking beer, smoking Lucy's, you try to rise above their madness. Business suits can't contain the greatness of your presence. Fully shaven, mustache, beard, you come in variations. Changing diapers, changing light bulbs, your work was never done. You can't retire from a problem, and this job don't come with no pension. But that smile of another you, that walk you helped create, makes it all worth it, a masterpiece, thanks to your pain. Whether explaining the birds and the bees or masculinity, you provide the balanced point of view to what others provide to we. You are our co-creator. You are our first bricklayer. You are our first defender. You are our breadwinner. God wouldn't give you what you can't handle. So go ahead, change your work schedule so you can pick him up from school. Transform your back into a mini mattress so she doesn't have to sleepwalk to the bedroom. Go ahead, correct his behavior and warn him about his friends and show her how to spot a frog from a true Prince Charming. Go ahead and teach him how to shave and how chivalry ain't dead. And show her she can learn how to drive. It's not just a man thing. Go ahead, show him how to change that tire. And that crying is okay. And show her that her true beauty is in her personality. Show him that men can cook too and how to defend himself. And show her how to save that dollar. Always look towards your future. Let them see the love that you give to their mother so they can have a blueprint. And relationships have their cloudy days, but you get strong as you get through it. Rise and be the father that you are, the father that they're afraid of, the father that gives nothing less when his children need his love. Be the foundation of the family, the strength inside the home. Kings, the queens have been waiting for you. It's time to reclaim your throne. Happy Juneteenth, all.
Happy Juneteenth.
Happy Saturday. Happy June. It's nice to know that spring showed up. We've worked hard and deserved this weather. It took a while for spring to clock in, but it finally showed up. And I'm really happy to be here. Really happy to be here. Give a round of applause for yourselves, Sister Jackie, for having me here. And let's do some pieces and have some fun. The name of this piece is entitled Magic. She has dopeness stitched in her DNA. She has never heard of a Barbie doll, nor does she care to. Magic potion draped in regal. Whenever she enters a room, she says, "You're welcome." She's not familiar with reality TV. She has bigger fish to fry. First priority, staying divine. That, yeah, I'm feeling you, but I still make you work for it kind of swag. Her smile is solstice. Not a believer in love at first sight, but thinks that infatuation is a great start. She is a sorceress. True wizardry. No magic wands, crystal balls, presto changels, abracadabras, hocus pocuses, Cleopatra and Nzinga are pleased. Wonder Woman and Jean Grey are taking notes. That shake your head, wondering how she's stolen your attention when she's not even in the room kind of magic. That knowing what you need just from the sound of your sigh kind of magic. That using her lips to heal and hail, not hurt and harm kind of magic. That telepathy queen. Reading through your exterior and knowing that understanding is the best kind of foreplay kind of magic. She is a forehead kiss before heading to school. She is utopia whistling down the street. She is radiant sound from a well-played piano. She is a shooting star illuminating concrete. She is a phone call from God. She is the arc of a lion's tooth. She is a baby's first Similac before Similac. She is light. She is sky. She is earth. She is dawn. She is love. Uncircumcised. How many of us by a round of applause can say that we are hard workers? Regardless of how hard workers we are, diligent we are, we never had it as hard as our brothers just had it back then. And the name of this piece is simply titled Convo with Pseudo. One day while in Queens, walking up the street, I ran into an old associate. His name, Pseudo, short for pseudo-conscious, bragging about the job that he just quit. So now I looked at him, vexed, saying, well, now what's next? Because don't you have like 3 kids who really depend on those checks? What are you going to tell your ex? Because you don't got skills and nothing else. He sneered. Hey, yo, thanks for your concern, but on street corners I earn. When it comes time to make paper, it don't matter. Because with these files in my hand, I'm looking at an easy grade. I ain't working for no damn slave master. I said, your boss is a slave master. He said, might as well be. He told me when to come to work, when to go on break, and what time I should leave. I said, your boss is a slave master. He said, yeah. He tells me how I should be dressed, how I should behave, and how I should fix my hair. Yeah, but taxes my checks before I get it. Long lunches he not with it. Probably a devil set to kill a black man's spirit. Okay, but always tell me to work faster, ease off the liquor. Time is money, be efficient quicker, learn how to multitask. I told him, kiss my ass, I don't need you. I'm gonna be my own nigga. No. So then, I thought, if your boss was a slave master, Did he tell you he'd make you work for free and whip you unconscious if you disagreed? Well, see, like, he ain't really, nah, not really. Did your boss tell you that he charged you for clothing and liquor or have you branded so no one else would take care? Well, see, like, he ain't really use on word, like, nah. Did your boss tell you that since the firm had a bad quarter, we'll have to sell off your daughter or start charging the employees to take turns raping her? No, my boss ain't tell me nothing like that. Did your boss tell you that he dragged you into work with an iron collar and said, forget mass transit, you start walking, nigga? Yo, wait a minute. What do you know about hiding from your boss to survival, even maiming you with the rifle? What do you know about the side where you live? You would consider 3/5. What do you know about being lynched for being falsely accused of raping a white woman? Being lynched for whistling, being lynched for entertainment, being lynched for living, being stolen for profit, your life for ducats, money over morals, equity over ethics, American picnics. What do you know about being forced to build America without being allowed to share it? Not being mentioned, not brought up in conversation, being a victim of castration, losing liberation for the day of conception, Nat Turner's embarrassed, Sojourner weeps in her grave because of you. Angered by our past, gloomy hopes of our future. Forward movement stop, hindsight never. You're always saying it, but you never had a slave master. Sankofa misinterpreter. You be that revolutionary that go and get all the black folks killed. The other reason Radio Raheem got choked, just like Aesop, you don't want to keep your mouth shut. We need to move forward with our past. Not backwards. Reliving it. So then, he thought, yo, D, you think you can come with me back to left, right? I said, sure. Why? So, I was thinking about asking for my job back. That sounds cool. Deep black beef.
All right.
Whoa.
Let me give you a little bit about where I'm from. And yeah. Where Sister Soldier was born. And hip hop got its start. In the middle of Grand Concourse, Edgar Allan Poe's house. Where Denzel went to school. Fordham alumni. Where bodegas hold you down every morning, noon, and night. Where the moon rises with Big Pun shadow. And Fat Joe pours out liquor, finding it hard to let go. Where the national sport is handball, along with curse outs. Kerry Washington eating sunflower seeds down on Tremont. Psst, did you hear? Swiss Beast got kicked out of school for finding homeroom. His parents moved him to ATL, but in his heart, he knows it's a re-rule. Regis Phil been gallivanting around Little Italy. I swore I saw the spirit of Tony Curtis up on University. Where KRS-One met D-Nice, and rest in peace, Scott LaRock. And nice and smooth and funky, also hip-hop junkie was played all summer in Roberto Clemente Park. Where Cyrus, can you dig it? Got shot and the Warriors got blamed. Cardi B, Remy Ma, French Montana, A Boogie, Ice Spice, just to mention a few names. have all come through at some point to take advantage of the cheap rent. Foreigners, runaways, college students have all sucked on the boogie down bosom in hopes of a better life. Yankee Stadium, the Hall of Fame, Lowe's Paradise. I wear your heart on my sleeve, air in my nose, pride within my eyes, because this be the Bronx, baby. The Bronx. Be out. This next piece that I'm gonna do is it's fairly new, but it's started growing on me. And how many people like to win? Like being winners. Yeah, it's good to be a winner. I was asked for a slam competition to write a piece about why winning is not enough. And the name of this piece is entitled "Winning Isn't Enough." It's over. But it can't really be over. Because if it's really over, then you might as well be dead. No more challenges. No more enemies. No more foes. Man, that's boring. Imagine waking up every morning and everything going your way. Sure, it's going to feel good at first until that one day. I read that if the human brain doesn't have enough problems to solve, it creates problems of its own so it can feel better after it's done. Creating problems just to feel good about being the winner, because the human soul knows that we need challenges. We need enemies. What good is an antidote if there is no disease of Thor, no Loki? X-Men, no Magneto. Black Panther, no Killmonger. The Avengers, no Thanos. The truth is that you can't handle the truth that your challenges bring the best out of you. Why are we our worst enemies? We want the best for ourselves. Why do we worry so much? We want things to work out well. Struggles always exist. There's always more to get. Every story has a beginning and a middle, but our end should be endless. The more struggles that we get through, the stronger that we can get. Achieve the unachievable. That's the warrior spirit. This is for all my worried ones who seem to worry the most. My second thought think that overthinking is a curse. Those who worry about crossing that bridge long before it's time to cross it. Those who double cross T's and triple dot I's because due diligence is sexy. Let's sprint and dash past our problems as if we had a curfew. Victory is ours! But always know that there's more to do. Nas once said that sleep is the cousin of death. So if winning is the end, I don't want to take my last breath. So the next time someone asks you, why? Why isn't winning enough for you? I want you to tell them, because my soul won't allow it. And I don't want it to. I think I will end my sentence. Please give a round of applause for yourselves. You guys are wonderful. I wrote this piece during the pandemic. I know during that time we were all very reflective, introspective, and the name of this piece is simply entitled Fear. Fear. You're a stifler. A burden. You're a bully. You make me do double takes. You make me double cautious. You make me double conscious. You keep me from my true self, from my fullest strength, from my fullest potential, from my fullest extent. You are that glass ceiling. That last roach inside of a beautiful apartment that just keeps resurfacing, that keeps showing up. You are conditioned failure. That ending to a race that hasn't even been run. On your mark, get set, bang, before the shotgun, Pennywise in the flesh. Michael Myers is wet dream. Freddy Krueger's only reason to live, racist cops on black psyches. You scare me. You keep me from growing up. You make me spill my drink before I even sip my cup. You procrastinate me. You keep me from making phone calls. You keep me from seeking help because depression is more comfortable. You are loneliness. You are first nights in prison. First days in the showers, 14 days in solitary. You consume my hours. Ambition turned backwards. Public speaking before thousands. An untrained soldier's first time hearing bullets, rape victims staying silent, fear. I've thought about it. You're gonna have to move out. Because between you, my hopes, my dreams, my successes, my future, and my legacy, there honestly just isn't enough room in here for all of us. Time for my shameless plugs. For those of you who are still doing the YouTube thing, please do follow, like, subscribe. That is DBLK504. Once again, that's DBLK504. You can also find me on IG, same screen name, DBLK504. And if you want to see more of my work on IG, you can also go to DBlackVX. Once again, it's DBlackVX. Now, got the plugs out. Now, I have another shameless plug. I am an excellent play about Bass Reeves. For those of you who are not familiar, I believe it's the first Black Marshal of the West. We started doing the run last December, I believe, and now we're back up again until the end of July. Right? As a matter of fact, it's the next block over on 47th Street, Actors Temple. So please make sure that you get a flyer for me before you leave. And we are up every Saturday at 4 p.m. The block right over at Actors Temple. Please make sure that you see me. Have a wonderful Juneteenth. Have a wonderful weekend. Appreciate you.
He was the first long ranger.
We have another fabulous poet, Miss Patsie Ifill. She does poetry with a Caribbean flair. She's amazing. Need I say more? Come on up, Patsie.
Is she related to the plant?
Yeah, are you related to
Now, are you ready? Ready? I don't know where to start after following David's beautiful theatrical voice and almost Shakespearean. Thought I was listening to a power. Okay. I'm going to read the first one. This one is called Never the Morning Gun. On the street where I live, the road moves and cuts across an oasis of mouthful serenity, wide open garden with woolly corn, a babbling brook, and flowering magnolias. Interjack a spiritual awakening that pulsates through the community. The faces I pass and greet exude twisted smiles and shiny teeth. The new morning glow of a good night's sleep is fastened to their legs and feet. They move with a fast tempo, briskly and discreet, hitting the pavements with temperance. Seen in each and every face are the complexities of their lives, and I wonder, did they feed the dog? Did they feed the cat? Did they feed the children? Did they lock the door that protects their dynasty? Did they say, have a beautiful day today? Their wife, their husband, their lover? Down the street in the corner deli, idyllic voices reach out to the shopkeepers. They have breakfast orders in the early morning. Sizzling bacon, scrambled eggs with chopped basil and jalapeno peppers sneak through the open door and into the busy street. A small boy with white socks and Nike sneakers walk around carrying his kite. So beautifully designed with a fury of colors. His happy face tells his story. Boy and his kite is an awesome sight. He and his treasure, a glorious infusion of facts and fashion, beckon the glare of onlookers to girls with weave-on hair, tight leggings, short dress, short skirts, and high-heel boots. Potted plants and windowsills absorb the siren sound that echoes high above the normal cadence of morning madness. Pigeons fly from rooftops, scavenging sidewalks for a few leftover crumbs, some with amputated legs. As time passes in the day, simple men and women try to reap what they sow. The barber, the banker, the hairdresser, the grocer, and the 99-cent store, all immersed in commerce on the street where I live. One is called The Apple Tree in Front of the House. The house where I was born still stands. Years ago, it seemed so big. Now it looks so small. Out front, the sugar apple tree I once climbed, where fowls roost at night, where the swing tied to the branch never stood still. There, I slid on its branches, where the scent of fragrant blossoms lingered on my body hours after, still stands. My great grandmother, my mother, my great grandfather, my grandmother, my mother, my brother, sister, neighbors, and I picked fruit from its branches, climbed its body, clung to its leaves, shook its roots, swing from its limbs. Generations ago, yet it still stands, shrunken it seems to half its size. Or is it that I have grown twice its size? Its knowledge frown, a relic to my years, yet it still bears fruit. Its fragrant leaves and thick blossom have not changed. Its fruit sugar sweet mirrors its name, sugar apple. While inside, green outside, sometimes red outside and inside. These capsules grow into a sweet-seeded section that stretches and expands like loose, dislocated parts, separated by deep geometric lines, and oozes sweet sap from its cracks with brightness. I still hear the voices, children's voices, screaming, push me higher, higher, higher. Give me a run under. Wrap back bodies, pointed feet for elevation. Touch its tipmost branches. The life it has lived. My time to remember. Awaken the wind. Blowing, blowing, blowing. The warrior wind enters my maw, creeps into my ribs, pierce lungs, cut air from my heart. When you blustering rivals hot lava, sears my nostrils and dry lips. Your wretched cracks and whistles howl through the trees. Rip up roots, spread open pods, discard leaves, fruits, and seeds. I daub my chest with menthol crystal mixed with camphor and coconut oil. Make tea from blue forbidden roots, and honey and lemon, and hollow to the mighty wind. I am asthma, I'm chest spasms, I am a pullover. I'll expose your wild habits. Hear me, pompous warrior. Your brand of fury is loud and cold. I cannot breathe. My nostrils burn, sniffle, and run. Why do you torture the universe, invisible muse? I sing you hymns of Artemis, goddess of the moon, and arias of praise. Trumpets have sounded, choir voices fill the atmosphere. Harps and violins rejoice. Cymbals clash, drums beat and beat and beat. In my sonata, majestic one, soprano, tenor, baritone, mouths open, heads and hands move as they burst into sound with the choir. I lift up my voice. I am not afraid. Go back to the hills. I arise and breathe. I am free to sing a cantato praising all sages. I celebrate. I sing to grandparents whose ancient bones discern habits of seasons, foretell time to sow and time to reap. Who read the night sky, foresee the rain and the storm, and the heavy moon in various quarters, from bright moonlight to pitch black. darkness. Be a warrior for what I breathe. This is called Anthem of My Life. I slipped from my mother's festival. I thrive on milk and sleep. I grow up, I hear, I listen, I see, I feel, I touch, I taste. I hear a gust of gully wind. I listen to chirping hummingbirds. I hear waves rising from coral beds. I hear words, wind, rustle in cane grounds. I see flaming flamboyant red up the sky. I feel breeze from swaying casuarinas. I walk along winding cart roads. I stand in the shade of the sugar apple tree. I ride on conventional mini buses, blurring calypso, reggae, and soca music. Good morning, Mr. Hooker. I come to see your daughter. Eat flying fish and cornmeal cuckoo. Wander around plantations and old windmills. Stroll Iceland fish market. Gaze upon bachelor surfing swells. Gumbo at Cold Beach. Riverbed. And suck fresh mango seeds. I am woman of soil. I'm woman of marl. I'm woman of limestone. I am cataract meandering through gullies. I am donkey who pulls the cart. I am sweet scented silk cotton flowers. I carry the lineage of Bajan poets beyond pristine shores and sapphire sea. I am, I am, I am. Oh, to the breadfruit. I guess everyone knows what a breadfruit is. If not, everybody people. It's my favorite fruit. I can't do without it. Fair there. I see you in the breadfruit tree, hanging from your stand. Between vibrant green leaves, round or oval, I cook you in my pot, fry you in my pan, stuff you with meat and stir you into breadfruit cooking with salted pigtails. I roast you on a sandy beach, dip you in seawater, devour your flesh. You are best stretched out on a plate with steam rising, drizzle with olive oil and Bajan hot sauce. I take my fork and eat. Jackie says my poems are long. I try to read shortages, and this may be a little well. Okay, this one is called Poem by the Sea. At the horizon, daylight runs into night. The crimson sun glows arrogantly. A transient light lingers across the sky like spasms of electricity and puffs of matter, until dark clouds stamped upon its brow return it for the coming night. The last glow slides below the ocean's mist, leaving ponderous thoughts to emanate from a deep space inside a thoughtful Homo sapien. Thoughts of how can he bring back the day, this day, today, no other day, not yesterday's day, not tomorrow's day, but the day he ponders just before the horizon swallowed it up, and crunching, gnashing teeth that spew fires burning bright across the entrails of a fiery and bright crimson sky. Tears fester in his eyes. Today he fell in love with today, and soon today in love slipped from his eyes deep beyond the horizon. He dips his body into the ocean, warm and refreshing, still retaining the warmth of his beloved. He brushes his toes beneath green mosses, buries his feet deep in white sand, experience the textures, marvel at the ever-moving ocean, beckons the waves to come in and wash his body. The sensation, therapeutic and pleasurable, renders something else to muse about and to be amazed unconditionally, uncontrollably, until laughter ceases being. Laughter of a kid-like quality, sweet, ingenuous. Daylight sheds its last embers. No more crimson sky. Darkness conquers all of night. Fragrant blooms of lady in the night. Night lilies and night pines, wet with dew, burst open consciously, spewing virgin essence across the land. Yet nuzzled from his eyes in dead of night, a vexed mass of nothingness upon the sand, except wisps of prudence, strong and sensuous. O happenstance, so aroma of glorious sense, sweet and sentient, sailing on the wings of time, captivating, romantic, exceedingly invigorating, analogous to sweeping waves that ebb million sands, quiet splashes, ultimate, charmed vastness beyond eons of impermanence. You feeling warmly optimistic penetrates his inner being, alone in his fantasy, the stars, the sand, the ocean, the wind, and the mist rattle his mind where enchanted voices sing to the goddess of the sea. Rachel, Rachel, come up to me. Rachel, Rachel, come up to me. Rachel, Rachel, come up to me. Like rows of thunder, Rachel rose, taunts and bashes the white Sunday beat, belching upon his body many times over until her energy subsided into love like a baby's breath purred on a soft satin pillow. Above the water's edge, the shirt bells tolled the time of night. Ding dong, ding dong. Stained glass windows, seas, fragmented light, radiating from electric lamps, transforming, reframing, dissecting an era of lovely translucent strings. Prismatic light swim through the air, the rivers of multicolored glass, focusing nowhere yet everywhere. Again, the thoughtful Homo sapien ponders. He smiles a wide smile, lips moist and salty, his utterance loud and clear. Tonight I fell in love, yes, in love with tonight. Jackie?
Patsie Ifill. Wonderful images, good cadence.
Girl, you rock. You rock. All right. Next up, we have Prince A. McNally. He writes about women the way women wish men thought about women.
Good evening. Evening, brother. One more time for our sister. One more time for D Black. One more time for yourselves. America's memoir. The morning air reeked of something carnal, something strange was burning, like the legacy of burning white crosses, the legacy of burning black churches. I'm telling you, something strange was burning this morning beneath a soaking southern sun. Our weathered lungs struggled to breathe the haunting residue of another midnight lynching. Another American tragedy swinging silently in the shadows of old glory. Some of us take a knee, some turn away while others pray to God. America comes to her senses as the sky grows heavy with the weight of black bodies swinging from their nooses. Lavender rain. I would sing, but my voice is really bothering. It's perfect. I'm gonna. I was born by the river. Come on now. Come on now. In a little tune. Oh, just like that river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, and I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. Yeah. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. I don't know what's up there beyond the skies. It's been a long time coming, and I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. All right. For the ancestors whose shoulders we proudly stand. Their haunting cries resonate like the thunderous echoes of a hurricane's last breath. Their blood, a holy body of muddy waters and clay, a baptismal sacrifice upon the crossroads of freedom. Glory, hallelujah, their spirit flows heavy like a river coursing through our veins, for these here are sacred waters, untraveled, untouched, untainted by the oars of colonial slave ships. So let me wade in my freedom. Let me bask in the aura of this beautiful blackness beneath the crisp coolness of the evening sky. Let me cleanse my soul in the purple moon horizon. Then let me dance to the Orisha's drums in the lavender rain of the deities. So, I have a book, forthcoming book, entitled Sheep. And it was originally inspired by my mom.
That's God code. Get on off God. So this book started off as a tribute to my mom, but then it grew into something much more, something deeper, because she taught me to always love and respect women. So the book is entitled She, and so I'll be reading a few pieces from there. This particular piece is called She Be. She be the closest thing to perfection that God has ever imagined. She be as beautiful as a blazing sunset, a rainbow after a storm. She be colorful, a menagerie of hues. She be black, she be brown, she be red bone, she be high yellow, she be light skinned, sometimes she be slim and small breasted, the body of a gymnast. Other times she be thick with earthquaking hips, breast shaped like pyramids. She be bright eyes, round nose, full voluptuous lips with beautiful coarse hair. She be afro, cornrows, close cut, jerry curled and dreadlocked. She be bold, she be sexy, she be sassy, driving men all kinds of crazy. One moment she be angry, the next she be warm, kind and nurturing. She be strong, courageous and resilient. She be wise, she be smart, she be brilliant. She be creative, she be art, she be music, she be soul, she be calypso, she be reggae, she be merengue, she be hip hop, she be the blues, she be all that jazz, she be a song, she be a songbird, she be Nina, she be Ella, she be Aretha, she be Shaka, she be Alicia, she be Mariah, she be Anita, she be Billy, she be Patty, she be Whitney, voice that shine from the heavens, she be rhythm, she be drums, she be dance, she be a dancer, leaping through the air like a gazelle, she be a goddess, she be a lioness, mess with her children and she'll roar like the wind, she be the wind, she be a storm, she be a hurricane, she be a twister, she be God's breath sweeping across the Atlantic Ocean. She be the ocean. She be the sun, moon, stars, and constellations. She be life. She be air. She be earth. She be rain and fire. She be Africa, so rich with black soil, black trees spring from her womb. She be a black fist. She be an activist, FBI's most wanted list. She be Angela. She be Asada. She be teacher. She be seer. She be witch doctor. She be oracle, she be a miracle, she be a poet, she be Phyllis, she be Nikki, she be Audrey, she be Tony, she be Zora, she be Sonia, she be Maya, she be Lucille, she be an orator of wise tales, she be backbone, she be marrow, she be blueprint, she be prototype, she be majesty, she be sister, she be warrior, she be majesty, she be queen, she be mother of civilization, she be black woman. Yeah. Remember who I was talking about? Yeah. Remember who I was talking about? Yeah. Her name's Alicia. We're going through some hard times. We all go through our hard times, depression, anxiety, and all that stuff. You know, but I wrote a poem called When the World Throws Stones. In good times, remember to savor every ounce of joy and laughter. But when the world throws stones, when your reputation becomes tarnished, when your friends betray you, when your family turns its back on you, when the sweet taste of love grows sour, when your pain consumes you, when the past begins to haunt you, when you feel like giving up. God has a picture.
All right.
It's a tough piece. Do a Father's Day. I have 2 daughters, but I also have 2 daughters lost. So this poem just came at me as if to say, remember us. So it's entitled Ode to My 2 Lost Daughters. Our first child, a baby girl, aborted. Our second child, also a baby girl, miscarriage. Concerned with what others might think of her decision, my then girlfriend asked me to tell no one, especially my mother, afraid it would have made a bad impression of her. I kept our little secret, carried its trauma in the pit of my stomach long past the 18 months it would have taken for our baby girls who have been born, haunted by images of aborted fetuses and miscarriages, regurgitated nightmares of mourning, sickness. I buried those ghosts in the tomb of my subconscious. Sometimes I wonder what would have become of our 2 lost daughters survived. How many roads would they have traveled? How many oceans would they have sailed? How many summits would they have reached? A quiet revolution.
I'll have to forget my mind.
Even as the darkness descended upon us, a hail of swirling buzzards and hungry jackals ripping at your skin, you were so damn stubborn. Declining death's hand, you held on to life instead. What a beautiful act of defiance. Your every breath a protest. Your will to survive a quiet revolution. Do you hear the drums? Can you hear their beating running through your skin? Can you feel their vibration beating inside you? They call upon you to remember, to honor all the women and girls who were lost to the Middle Passage, lost to religious persecution, lost to domestic violence and human trafficking, all the women and girls burned at the stake, victims of misogyny, all the women and girls illegally held as political prisoners. These drums cry for all the women and girls unheard and unseen, lost and never found, lost and never found, lost and never found. These drums are for all the battered women and girls, mentally and physically scarred, who wish to leave and yet they stay and stay and stay. They stay out of confusion, fear, and loyalty. They stay to maintain their family. They stay because they love him. They stay because they worship him. They stay because they've been led to believe it's their fault. He beats them and no one else will ever want them. They stay because they have no other options, no money, no job, no place to go, no place to hide. Besides, he would find them anyway. Self-esteem stripped away as tortured psyches lie hopelessly smothered in narcissistic trauma. These drums of all the victims of murder, rape, sexual harassment, stalking, kidnapping, and gaslighting. These drums of all the women erroneously placed in mental institutions by their husbands. These drums of all those who suffer in silence, who never complain or press charges. No faith in a system that blames the victim, voiceless in a world created and controlled by old white men. These drums cry out for all the indigenous women and girls who vanished from reservations, for all the politically and socially oppressed women and girls around the world who vanished without a sound, without a trace, for all the women and girls of color, gay, straight, queer, and transgender, for all the streetwalkers and runaway girls who vanished without a sound, without a trace, without a second thought, without a whisper from mainstream media, because unless you are privileged or white, your life doesn't matter, your humanity doesn't matter. These drums cry a soliloquy of tears for all the women and girls unseen and unheard who vanished without a sound, without a trace, lost and never found, lost and never found, lost and never found. These drums hear you, these drums see you, these drums beat for you.
Living booth.
No. Some subjects that I gotta talk about. This poem, public safety announcement. One, this poem is for women who ignore the red flags. Two, this poem is for women who refuse to leave. Three, this poem is for the women who leave and yet return. Four, this poem is for the women who think he will change, they will change. Five, this poem is this poem. I want to think it's this poem. This poem is for the women who think they'll change him. Six, this poem is for the women who see a whole other side to him. Seven, this poem is for the women who go out of their way to make excuses for him. Eight, this poem is for the women who believe he truly loves them. 9, this poem is for the women who believe him when he says he won't hurt them again. 10, this is a public safety announcement. The next time he hits you, and he will hit you again, he just might kill you. That's just
Yes. Thank you, everyone.
This is the result of that poem for his portrait. as he beats her. He openly proclaims his undying love. As angry fists flail, he imagines himself an artist, painting a masterpiece, a portrait of black and blue bruises violently brushed upon the soft blank canvas of her face. If only she could have seen beyond the blue horizon of his smile. If only she could have seen the murky gray colors of a storm brewing in his soul. As he beats her, he openly proclaims his undying love. He weeps while loving her to death. Easy again. This was for a friend who's fighting through the anxiety. I watched as you pushed through the temperament of your stone. I have watched you struggle. I have watched you fall and crumble to the ground. I cringed at the sound of your psyche splattering into 1,000 pieces. The rawness of your pain, blaring like a trumpet, each note an echo of anxiety, its breath reeking of shame, fear, and uncertainty, taunting you with an ever-persistent mantra, a looping voice that said, "You're not good enough. You're not smart enough. You're not pretty enough. You're not strong enough." But I don't believe it. And neither should you. I have watched you struggle. I have watched you fall and crumble to the ground. I cringe at the sound of your psyche splattering into 1,000 pieces, succumbing to the will of your fear. And I have watched you rise and gather those shattered pieces, putting yourself together again. You turned the corner, you turned a deaf ear to the call of your anxiety. It may not have been pretty, but I watched in complete awe as you faced your storms head on, tackling life's most challenging maze filled with obstacles that swallowed you whole in waves of blue ocean, forcing you to sink or swim. But despite your fear, you swam those waves. It wasn't easy watching you struggle through those heavy bouts of pain, fear, and uncertainty. You turned a deaf ear to your anxiety at every corner, at every turn, until you could no longer hear its whispers, until your pulse stopped racing, until you were able to breathe easy again. Okay, I'm gonna close out with the last piece. Hope I can remember it. More or less a piece of inspiration. And that's people. Should I close out here? Should I? Yeah, what should you do?
Go ahead and read, I will begin to clean up.
I'll turn on the light. Is that okay? Jackie, turn on the light.
I am breath, breathing life into stones colored in soft undertones of purple and twisted reflected soul. I am Jimi Hendrix, paying homage to the cosmos with funky guitar licks, smoking purple haze, setting the world ablaze while redefining the matrix through rock music. I am Superman, supernova, superfly, soaring through the sky, high on electric blue vibes. I am love song sublime, serendipitously sung by Solomon. I am an urgent gust of wind, massaging your earlobe with deep intention. So listen to the soft, gentle breeze of your intuition, singing soulfully to the shadow silhouettes, dancing gayfully to the vibration of a distant drummer. I am the second coming, the second wind of your last breath, hanging on the edge of tomorrow. I am Picasso, splattering the canvas of the future with brushstrokes of inspiration. So don't be afraid of dying, for death is just an illusion, an impossibility, for you are infinity. Just close your eyes and dive into the waiting arms of your divine future as if before water just swim that great blue ocean of you, waiting to begin anew this most splendid journey of self-discovery and self-expression. They're all yours to proclaim, because it's a new day of life, a new day of living, a new day of beginning, a new day to finish what you have started.
Thank you. Can I have just one shot with my two remaining features? My third feature had to leave. But if I could just have you guys come up for 1 second.
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Of an audience, but this has to build. Better days are coming, and hopefully the audience with it.